Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about Doordash exposed for scamming their drivers, bait and switch pilot program. So recently I received an email from one of my subscribers, but I don't know what their name was, to be honest. First, they messaged me on IG about my email, which is in the description of every video. Then they emailed me, and the email itself went to spam, which that happens. The email was under a completely different name than the Instagram account, and the email they forwarded to me was a different name from the two entirely. Now, I'm going to assume that this was the way it was because you wanted to remain anonymous. So with that said, thank you so much for emailing me about this and making this video possible. That said, the email itself was about some drivers not being paid for a particular pilot program that Doordash has been testing, which is nonsense as a whole. So with that said, we are going to be talking about everything that's being said in the emails, what the pilot program they're referring to is, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain, is never intended to be, legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that everything that we're going to be going over in this video is very market dependent, and what applies to me in my market may not apply to you. So with that said, let's get started. The pilot program. So in order for you to understand what took place in this situation, we need to talk about the pilot program itself, which of course, if you look up the pilot program that I'm going to be referring to, there is literally nothing. Like, there is no page that refers to this pilot program at all. Typical Doordash. So instead of us referring to the website, we're going to refer to this image I found on Reddit. $1 confirm items bonus. You'll get a $1 bonus within 24 hours if no other items are reported missing. It'll be in your weekly earnings under other pay. It's not unheard of that DoorDash implements different ways for drivers to earn extra money. And you know what? This would have been pretty cool because, yeah, we're not really supposed to be going through the items, but it gives us an incentive to kind of like be sure that the restaurant is, providing everything. Again, this is kind of contradictory to what is already how it is on DoorDash, but it gives us an ability to earn. I guess it's not so bad. Now, before we move on, I also want to note that the image I'm referring to is also a member of the Platinum status in the Dasher Rewards program. So this applies no matter what your status is. The email. This is the email that my subscriber forwarded to me. There was a brief error yesterday where select Dashers like you saw a banner after completing a delivery that indicated you would be receiving an additional $1 for confirming the items in the order. The banner was inadvertently displayed, and while the guaranteed earnings you saw when you accepted the order were paid, no incremental bonus will be paid out. The banner is part of one of several upcoming tests that we are excited to pilot to give to Dashers. Give Dashers the chance to complete additional tasks during a delivery to increase their pay. Look out for these opportunities in the future, and we again apologize for the error, the Dasher team. So let me get this straight. You advertise to them that they're going to be earning extra money on top of the crappy pay that you already pay us. He or she probably took the time and diligently made sure that every item could be in there without breaking any seals or anything. And instead of owning your mistake and paying it out and then just cutting it off, saying that, okay, we'll give it to you this time, but we're not gonna keep paying it out, you decided to bait and switch them and not pay at all. What a DoorDash thing to do. Final thoughts. Now, I can't prove anything. I don't know what DoorDash's real intentions are. Obviously, they have many pilot programs testing many different things, but this is something I wanted to get off my mind because of some loose thoughts I've had about DoorDash recently. I think there's a process behind the scenes at DoorDash that acts with a mindset of,
what can I get away with today?
you know what I mean? Like, they're trying to test the waters before they see how much they can push drivers in certain ways before they start an outright riot. Like, I feel like that is what they're doing with these kind of tests.
Okay, so we basically destroyed base pay from what it was before. We can wrongfully deactivate drivers as much as we want. Sure, they'll whine about it and there'll be stories about it, but really, there's no actual consequence here. We've tricked a lot of drivers into thinking Top Dasher is horrible, but absolutely necessary, with our Dasher Rewards program now implemented. Now, what if we said we would pay them to work a little bit harder than they already do for the morsels of pay we already give them, but then not pay them at all, and then apologize for the error that took place?
Let's see what happens.
I mean, it really isn't that far off from the prospect of the refer a friend to Dash program and then not really paying you for the referral and sometimes even causing a wrongful deactivation. Meaning, you took a veteran driver to refer somebody to be a new driver and they got rid of the smart one to keep the dumb one. Either way, if you drive on DoorDash, one of the most important rules in my opinion is never chase promo pay of any kind. Promo pay is icing on the cake and not the cake itself. I'm not saying if it's obvious that the restaurant forgot something that you don't say anything. I'm saying it is not your responsibility to make sure the order is ready to go. It's theirs. It's the restaurant's. And not to mention, if you did go through the order, you would get blamed. The customer would probably give you a horrible rating and say horrible things about it. Don't expect DoorDash to do the right thing. They're really not capable of that. And as I always say in almost every video on this subject, this is why you diversify your gig portfolio. This is why you treat the gig economy like an income bridge, what would be a long-term goal. And you're never dependent on a crappy company ran by crappy people such as DoorDash Incorporated. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.